What do you do when you can't seem to fall asleep? I go through the process of building a house. Lately I've been digging the pool, but it has taken longer than expected due to the rocky soil. I build a treehouse village and work out how to best conceal it from the ground whilst also remaining sturdy. And now I have to play Minecraft again. Edit. Holy shit, I wasn't expecting this comment to get this much attention. Shout out to /u/Laurod2423 for giving me silver. Thank you so much. I empty my mind and imagine a small black circle. Each breath I take the circle becomes slowly bigger. Helps me relax and fall asleep. Tried that with a red circle, and I dreamed my fire alarm went off and woke up. I imagine my head going numb, and with each breath more of my body becomes numb, going from my neck to my chest to my arms, etc. I tried triggering lucid dreaming with this technique. Disturb my sleeping cats as a revenge. One can take only that much. Hence cats. Hell yeah, I got 6 of them. I just go to each one and ruin their 8th nap of the day. Build a world and a narrative in my thoughts, and add to it each night. I hope to write a book one day, but seeing as how it makes me fall asleep really easy, I'm not sure if this is a good thing. I rub my foot back and forth on the sheet. I don't know when I started this habit or why, but I find it soothing, and I will eventually fall asleep. Damn, I thought I was the only one. I do this pretty much every night. My mom told me it's nesting, not sure what that means. OMG. I thought I was the only one. And nesting? Well, at least I have a name for it now. Everyone, Reddit. Insomniacs, please gather here for the group picture. Checking in 6:30 am. Been up since 4. Went to bed at 12:30. 4:20 am. Haven't slept yet. Do a trustful aiming your noggin toward the headboard. I feel like that would do more harm than good. Masturbate. That sometimes works. Often it makes me more awake. But it's the default, nonetheless. And then Reddit, or NPR/BBC. Do you mind me asking if you're M or F? For me, it's like I have a few minutes that I'll get sleepy, but if I stay awake through that, then I'll be super awake after. I'm wondering if this is more of a ref thing or just everyone, or what, cause it seems most guys just pass out after 6, while the girls get more energetic. I wonder if the same can apply to masturbation too. I have a stuffed animal that I'll sometimes talk to. My thoughts tend to keep me up, and it helps to air them out to something, so I speak them out to it. I know it's actually a loneliness thing, but it still helps. I do this with my dog sometimes, to be honest. That, and I find that documentaries help me switch off. You should look into text therapy. I think Talkspace is one, but you can just get all your thoughts out. Or journal. David Attenborough. Seriously, dude can mesmerize you or soothe you to sleep. I think it would be creepy if David Attenborough memorized me. Listen to podcasts. I can't believe I had to scroll down so much to find this answer. Podcasts with a sleep timer have helped me so much to fall asleep faster. Previously it would take me 1 to 2 hours to fall asleep, and my mind would go on a overthinking spree while feeling very stressed and anxious. Now I just focus on the podcast and I fall asleep in 20 to 30 minutes. I've been starting to listen to podcast while walking, finishing chores, gym, brushing my teeth, and cleaning my face. I prefer them over listening to music because music makes me feel either happy or sad, but most of the time I'm neither of those mood. They've been a godsend, and I'm so glad I found them. I have the mental equivalent of holding down the power button on your laptop to force shutdown, but it's hell boring. Just count down from 100 slowly. Try not to do it in sync with breathing. Slower equals better. Reset to 100 for even the slightest fuck up. If you forget where you're up to, reset. Reset if you get anywhere near 0. Like, at 30-ish, reset. It's not much different to counting sheep, I guess, but I count down from 100 cause counting up becomes interesting at milestones. I don't do it often cause it's almost painful, but if I'm stressed and seriously need to sleep as soon as possible, that's what I try. Melatonin is my best friend. I use it for 7th days. I work nights, so it's a must for me. How long have you had it? Have you experienced bad things? Not the person you asked, but I try to warn people who are considering melatonin. You still want to try and relax before it kicks in. if you're prone to sleep paralysis, night terrors, etc. Melatonin supplementation can exacerbate those if other aspects of your sleep hygiene are lacking. Two big no-nos from my experience are using melatonin less than 3 hours after exercise or less than 8 hours after coffee. Your mileage may vary, of course. Watch out and pretend to feel drowsy. I actually feel drowsy, but as soon as the screen goes off, wide awake buddies. Happens every time, I swear. I have this right now. My eyes feel heavy, but I know, as soon as I put down my phone and turn off my light, I'll be wide awake. I'll listen to the Harry Potter audiobooks. I've read them so many times that I'm not afraid of falling asleep and missing details, and I love them enough to stay captivated until I can drift off. Audiobooks, podcasts in general, ones with a single speaker, not many sound effects or intro music. The history of Rome. There's a method I learned in the army where you relax your entire body, including facial muscles, and then imagine being in some endless terrain, be it a sea, desert, field, space, or just nothingness. Not use my phone. This is so fucking hard for me. As I'm laying in bed, I get this irritating feeling to just check my phone, which causes me to wake up more. I get caught in a shitty cycle of no sleep plus wanting to sleep, but I can't because I want to surf Reddit. Trick is to get a big glass of water just before bed. Once you're all tucked in, you just drop it in the glass and the feeling will go away. Drink some whiskey and jerk off. Nothing puts you to sleep faster than getting fucking shithoused and cranking one off. Get this man a shield. ASMR helps me. I know a lot of people hate it though. I can't stand the chewing / slurping / eating ones. I don't understand how that could induce an ASMR response. Well, there are ones where it's just people whispering softly. You just have to find one you like. What I do is weird, but works 95% of the time. I pretend someone is in the room watching me, like a science experiment. So I pretend to be asleep, keeping as still as possible. I read somewhere that if you don't move for a few minutes you start to fall asleep, so I think that's where I got the idea from. How to induce sleep paralysis 101. I do this, but minus the someone watching me bit, that I think would creep me out too much to fall asleep. But it helps me to mimic sleeping breathing, stay still, etc. Manhandle the ham candle. Counting sheep used to work. Now I just focus on relaxing all the muscles in my body, and usually I'm asleep before I make it up to my knees from my toes. I used to find this worked until kids. I read, preferably a book that takes me to another time / place / world. Long ago I decided that I will not just lie in bed with the frantic hamster spinning its wheel of worries inside my skull. If I won't sleep anyway, I may as well pass the time pleasantly. I turn on a Netflix recommended show that I have no interest in watching. It's like a bedtime story / white noise. Just push all my thoughts away and refuse to focus on anything until my unconscious has no choice but to take over. Sometimes thoughts will come into my head and I'll just be like, nope, not thinking about that, and start thinking about a song I like, refusing to think about anything but the lyrics. I have limited success. Open my eyes and stare at a blank space on the wall in the dark. Keep my eyes open as long as I can. If my mind is dwelling on a particular situation, I try not to think about what was happening, what I was feeling, or what was being said. I try to concentrate on what I was wearing, how I looked, or what the object an arm's length of me looked like. Count backwards from 10 in my head and lightly tapping on my wrist or chest with each number. I don't know why, but it's effective most of the time if I'm having trouble. Breathe in 4 seconds. Hold it 4 seconds, breathe out 7 seconds, repeat a few times, and fall asleep in 2-3 minutes. Changed my life. Watch a video that teaches me something work related. Then my brain is like, learning? No thanks, I'd rather sleep. Boom. I think about what I'd do if I won a significant amount of money on the lottery. Last night, I thought about buying a small farm and having some horses, cows and sheep and chickens to befriend. I'd have a few dogs too, and we'd go out in the morning and feed the animals and clean them out, and then I'd ride my horses and play with the dogs and tend my garden. A nice simple life. Honestly, the Calm app and the sleep stories have done wonders for me. The thing that keeps me up isn't normally physical restlessness, but the mind not being able to stop thinking. When I'm forced to follow a story, it helps me prevent my mind from wandering to topics that would keep me up or excite me. Not saying I follow every word, but I'm always asleep in 10 to 15 minutes guaranteed.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more.